They said the tattoo gave her away. They said no real Navy SEAL would walk into a federal checkpoint looking that calm. They said she was about to spend the night in cuffs for impersonating a legend she could never be. They were wrong. Asterisk, what city are you watching from today? If this story resonated with you, hit subscribe for more real stories about extraordinary people. The first thing they noticed was the trident on her forearm. Not inked loud or oversized. Just clean, precise, worn like it belonged there. The second thing they noticed was her silence. She stood at the security desk of the Coastal Operations Base with a small duffel at her feet. Posture straight, eyes steady, expression unreadable. Around her, the air buzzed with routine authority. Badges flashed. Boots echoed. Radios crackled with clipped commands. This was a place where mistakes were not tolerated and pretenders were dealt with quickly. The junior officer at the desk leaned back in his chair and smirked. "That tattoo's real?" he asked, loud enough for others to hear. A couple of guards glanced over. One of them chuckled. She met his eyes and answered calmly. "Yes, that single word triggered everything." The officer scoffed. He had seen the trident before. He had seen it on posters, documentaries, recruitment ads. He had also seen it on bars, beaches, and social media profiles of people who wanted attention. This woman did not look like the myth in his head. No chest puffing. No swagger. No explanation. Just quiet confidence. "Identification," he said, holding out his hand. She passed over her military ID without hesitation. He looked at it once. Then again. Then frowned. The name did not ring a bell. The rank seemed ordinary. Too ordinary. The tattoo did not match the story his mind had already written. "You expect me to believe this?" he said. She did not argue. She did not raise her voice. She did not defend herself. "Yes," she replied. That made it worse. Another officer stepped in, older, broader, with the posture of someone used to being obeyed. "Ma'am, impersonating special operations personnel is a serious offense," he said. "You know that, right?" "I do," she answered. "So you admit this tattoo is fake?" No. The room went quiet for a moment. A few heads turned. Someone near the back muttered that she was either very brave or very stupid. The older officer crossed his arms. "Then you will not mind if we verify." She nodded once. They escorted her to a holding room near the security wing. The door closed behind them with finality. The air inside felt colder, less patient. Her duffel was set on the table. They asked what was inside. "Personal items," she said. They searched it carefully. Clothes folded with military precision. No contraband. No props. No obvious signs of a costume. The younger officer paced. "People like you love the attention," he said. "You wear the symbol, wait for someone to challenge you, then act offended." She sat still, hands resting on her knees. "I am not offended," she said. That answer unsettled him. They ran her name through the system. It took longer than expected. The screen stalled, then refreshed, then locked them out of certain files. The younger officer frowned. "That is strange." The older one shrugged. "Probably a glitch." Minutes passed. The atmosphere thickened with irritation. No one liked being delayed by a woman who refused to explain herself. Finally, the older officer made the call. "Contact command," he said. "If she thinks she is a SEAL, let someone hired deal with it." They expected embarrassment. They expected confirmation of fraud. They expected to be proven right. What they did not expect was the sudden shift in tone on the other end of the line. The officer on the phone straightened as he listened. His expression changed from bored to alert, then to something closer to concern. "Yes, sir," he said quietly. "She is here now." He glanced at her, then looked away. "Yes, sir. Understood." He ended the call and cleared his throat. "The base commander is on his way," he said. The younger officer laughed. "For her?" "For all of us," the older one replied. When the commander entered the holding room, the energy changed instantly. Conversation stopped. Backs straightened. The air seemed to pull tight around his presence. He was a man shaped by years of command, calm, measured, dangerous in the way only experience could make someone. His eyes went to the woman first, then to her forearm. He did not ask if the tattoo was real. He walked closer, slow and deliberate, and stopped in front of her. "What unit?" he asked. She stood. "Naval Special Warfare Development Group," she said. "Previously attached to Joint Task Operations overseas." The room froze. The commander studied her face, then her posture, then the way she carried herself without a trace of defensiveness. "Why did you not say something earlier?" he asked. "Because I was not asked by someone who needed to know," she replied. A faint smile touched the corner of his mouth. He turned to the officers. "Remove the restraints," he said. The younger officer hesitated. "Sir, we have not confirmed." "You have," the commander said calmly. "You just did not recognize it." He faced her again. "That tattoo," he said, "is regulation placement from a class that does not exist on paper." Silence fell hard. The commander continued. "It is worn by operators who do not announce themselves, who do not correct people, who let others underestimate them because it keeps them alive." The younger officer felt his stomach drop. "She is not impersonating a Navy SEAL," the commander said. "She is one." The room seemed smaller suddenly, heavier. The commander addressed her directly. "You were expected tomorrow," he said. "Not today." "Plans change," she replied. "They often do," he said. He turned back to the officers, his voice firm but controlled. "You detained one of our own because she did not look like your idea of strength," he said. "Remember this moment." No one spoke. The commander nodded to her. "Welcome back," he said. She picked up her duffel, slung it over her shoulder, and walked past the men who had doubted her. None of them met her eyes. As she reached the door, the younger officer finally found his voice. "I am sorry," he said. She stopped and turned. "Do better next time," she said. "For the next person who does not fit your expectations." Then she left. Later, long after the room had emptied, the younger officer stared at the table where she had sat. He thought about how quickly he had judged, how confident he had been in his assumptions, how wrong he had been. Some of the strongest people in the world do not announce who they are. They do not demand respect. They do not need to prove anything. They let their work speak where words are unnecessary. And sometimes the most dangerous mistake is believing strength must always look the same. What did this story make you feel? Where are you watching from? Subscribe to Soul Relief Stories for more real stories that heal the heart.